Part 1. The Secret Power of Silence. What if the most powerful weapon against someone controlling your mind isn't a word, but the absence of one? Imagine standing in a storm of someone's demands, their words crashing like waves, trying to pull you into their chaos. Yet you remain still, silent, unshaken. This is the hidden strength of silence, a force so potent it can dismantle the grip of those who seek to manipulate you. Picture yourself at a lively family dinner, the clatter of plates and the warm glow of a chandelier filling the dining room, the air thick with the aroma of roasted chicken and fresh herbs. Your sibling leans in, their voice sharp with urgency. "You have to talk to Mom about her spending. She listens to you, and I can't deal with this anymore." Your pulse quickens, a familiar pressure tightening like a vice around your chest, urging you to jump in and fix their mess. Carl Jung, the sage who plumbed the depths of the human psyche, called silence a tool of consciousness, a way to protect your psychic energy and break free from the invisible strings of control. Control doesn't always roar. It slithers, cloaked in guilt, flattery, or blame. At that dinner, your sibling's demand isn't just a request. It's a calculated move, their words laced with expectation, pinning their problem on you like a weight you didn't choose. Their intense gaze, the slight edge in their tone, act like a hook, tugging at your sense of duty, making silence feel like surrender. But Jung saw it differently. Silence is power, a refusal to play the game. When you don't react, you deny the controller their script, leaving them to face their own chaos. This act preserves your psychic energy, the inner fuel Jung believed powers your clarity, strength, and freedom, which manipulators seek to drain like water from a well. The cost of always responding is steep. Control thrives when you engage, pulling you into a dance where your emotions, your choices, aren't your own. Imagine sitting at that dinner table later, the chatter fading as you replay your siblings' words. A dull ache spreads, a whisper that you're failing if you don't step in. Jung warned that this loss of autonomy erodes your individuation, the journey to your truest self, trapping you in others' narratives. You become a puppet, strings pulled by their demands, your voice drowned out by their noise, your confidence replaced by doubt. Feel this for a moment. Who's trying to control you with their words or pressure right now? Maybe it's a friend's guilt trip, their tone heavy as they lean on you, or a coworker's subtle jab, making you feel small, like a candle flickering in a gust. These are the strings of control, but they're not your burden. They're your chance to rewrite the story. Jung's wisdom offers a radical truth. Silence isn't weakness, it's your sword. By choosing when to stay quiet, you reclaim your power, standing firm in your truth without needing to fight. This journey isn't about shutting people out. It's about shielding your soul from those who seek to steer it. Jung's insights will guide you to wield silence as a weapon, cutting through control to live free and bold. Stay with me, because we're about to uncover how silence shatters the chains of manipulation, setting you on a path to unyielding strength. Part 2. How silence breaks control. You felt the grip of control, that suffocating pressure at the family dinner when a sibling's demand tried to pull you into their storm. You've glimpsed the secret power of silence, a weapon Jung saw as your shield against manipulation. But how does staying quiet, something so simple, so seemingly passive, shatter the chains of those who seek to steer your mind? Carl Jung, with his piercing insight into the human psyche, revealed that silence isn't just absence, it's a force, a deliberate act that dismantles control by denying manipulators their stage. When you wield silence, you reclaim your power, like a fortress standing unshaken against a raging tide. Picture yourself at a bustling office meeting, the hum of fluorescent lights and the sharp click of pens filling the air, papers rustling on a polished conference table. Your boss, their tone clipped and eyes narrowed, says, "You didn't speak up last time. Don't let the team down again." The words land like a jab, a subtle jab designed to guilt you into overperforming, your stomach twisting with the urge to defend yourself or promise more. This is control in action, what Jung called projection. Your boss casting their own pressure or insecurity onto you, making you feel responsible for their expectations. Their sharp gaze, the weight of the room's silence, pulls at you like a current, demanding a response to keep their script alive. But what if you stay silent? Instead of jumping to explain, you nod calmly, your face composed, your breath steady like the quiet tick of a clock. In that moment, you've pulled the plug on their game, leaving them grasping for control. Silence works because it starves manipulation. Jung taught that controllers thrive on your reactions, your words, your emotions, feeding their need to dominate. When you speak, you hand them a rope to pull. When you're silent, you cut it. At that meeting, your boss expects you to scramble, to prove yourself, but your silence forces them to face their own shadow, the unacknowledged fears or need for power they're projecting. Their confidence falters, their words trailing off, like a storm losing its wind. This act of self-awareness, choosing silence over reaction, preserves your psychic energy, the inner strength Jung saw as the fuel for your clarity and freedom. You walk away from the meeting, your shoulders relaxed, a quiet power pulsing through you, knowing you didn't play their game. This power ripples outward. Silence shifts the dynamic, making controllers rethink their approach. Your boss, used to your quick compliance, might soften their tone next time, sensing your resolve. Colleagues notice your calm, drawn to your strength like moths to a flame. Jung's concept of individuation, living as your truest self, takes root here, as silence lets you stand firm in your truth, unswayed by others' attempts to pull your strings. You're no longer a pawn in their drama. You're a rock, steady and unmovable. Ask yourself, when did someone last try to control you with their words or pressure? Maybe it was a friend's guilt trip, their voice heavy with expectation, or a partner's jab, leaving you reeling like a boat in a squall. Silence isn't retreat, it's your rebellion, your refusal to dance to their tune. You're not here to fuel others' shadows, you're here to shine. Stay with me, because we're about to uncover Jung's tools to wield silence with precision, breaking control, and forging a life of unyielding strength. Part 3. Jung's ideas for using silence effectively. You felt the suffocating grip of control, seen it at that family dinner, and learned how silence at the office meeting shattered a manipulator's script, reclaiming your power. But how do you wield silence, not just as a reflex, but as a deliberate, razor-sharp weapon? Carl Jung, the master of the human psyche, offers 3 profound ideas: psychic energy, individuation, and self-awareness, to transform silence into a tool of strength, cutting through control like a blade through fog. These aren't just concepts, they're your arsenal, empowering you to stand unshaken, a fortress of calm in the storm of others' demands. First, psychic energy is your inner compass, and Jung urged you to harness it with intention. Picture yourself at a lively farmer's market, the vibrant hum of vendors hawking fresh peaches and the sweet tang of kettle corn swirling in the air. A coworker texts, their message urgent. "You didn't reply to my email. Don't leave me hanging. We're counting on you." Their words sting like a sudden gust, pressing you to respond instantly, your fingers hovering over the screen as your pulse races. Jung's wisdom calls you to pause. Silence anchors your psychic energy, the vital force he saw as your guide to inner balance and resilience. By staying quiet, you resist their pull, redirecting that energy to your own path, crafting a story, savoring a sunset, or grounding yourself in the market's lively chaos. This choice, like a rudder steering a ship, keeps you steady, letting their demands drift unanswered while you hold your course. Next, individuation is your path to freedom. Jung taught that control thrives when you're tethered to others' scripts, but silence lets you write your own. At that farmer's market, your coworker expects a quick reply, their urgency a hook to keep you in their orbit. But by staying silent, you refuse the role of savior, choosing your truth over their narrative. Imagine sitting in your bedroom later, the soft creak of your chair and the flicker of a candle creating a sanctuary. As you reflect, what do I need right now? Maybe it's pursuing a passion, speaking boldly, or resting without guilt. Silence aligns you with individuation, Jung's vision of living as your authentic self, unshackled by others' attempts to steer you. This refusal to engage builds a confidence that glows like a lantern in the dark. Finally, self-awareness is your compass. Jung believed controllers exploit your instinct to react, often tied to shadow fears, being disliked, seeming weak. Your coworker's text tugs at your fear of letting others down, their words stinging like a splinter. Self-awareness means asking, why do I want to speak? Is this my fear or their projection? By naming that urge, you disarm it, choosing silence as a deliberate act, not a retreat. This clarity sharpens your resolve, like a sword honed to a fine edge, letting you stand firm without needing to justify yourself. Ask yourself, what fear makes you break your silence when someone tries to control you? Maybe it's a friend's pressure, their tone heavy with expectation, or a loved one's jab, leaving you unsteady like a ship in a squall. Jung's ideas, harnessing energy, pursuing individuation, embracing self-awareness, aren't just tools, they're your rebellion against control. You're not here to dance to others' tunes, you're here to command your own stage. Stay with me, because we're about to uncover practical steps to wield silence with precision, forging a life of unyielding freedom. Part 4. Steps to practice silence as a weapon. You've unmasked the strings of control at that family dinner, felt silence's power in the office meeting, and armed yourself with Jung's ideas, psychic energy, individuation, self-awareness, to wield it like a blade. But how do you sharpen this weapon, making silence a deliberate shield against manipulation? Carl Jung's teachings aren't just for reflection, they're a call to action. Here are 3 practical steps rooted in his wisdom to practice silence with precision, cutting through control like a laser through shadow. These aren't just tips, they're your battle plan to reclaim your freedom and stand as a pillar of unyielding strength. Step 1. Journal your control triggers. Picture yourself at a quiet park bench, the rustle of autumn leaves and the faint chirp of sparrows surrounding you. As you open a worn journal, its pages soft under your pen. Jung believed that to master silence, you must first identify moments when control hooks you. Each evening, spend 5 minutes writing about a time you felt pressured to respond. Maybe it was at a lively bar, the clink of glasses and thump of music in the air, when a friend snapped, "Why are you so quiet? Don't you care about my problems?" Your throat tightened, a surge of guilt bubbling like the fizz in your drink, urging you to speak. Right. What did they say? Why did I want to respond? Was it fear of seeming cold? This journaling, Jung would say, reveals your shadow, fears of rejection or conflict that manipulators exploit. It's like charting a battlefield, spotting the traps so you can choose silence with intent. Step 2. Practice conscious silence under pressure. Jung's concept of psychic energy teaches you to hold your ground, not scatter it in others' storms. At that bar, instead of answering your friend's jab, try staying silent, your gaze steady, your breath even, like a lake undisturbed by wind. Or offer a neutral nod, saying nothing, letting their words hang unanswered. Imagine the moment, their frustration falters, the music's pulse outlasting their control. This isn't retreat, it's strategy, preserving your psychic energy for what matters, a passion project, a quiet walk, or a moment of clarity. Each silent stand, Jung's individuation in motion, builds a confidence that roots you like an oak, unshaken by their attempts to pull your strings. Practice in small moments and feel the power grow, like a spark becoming a flame. Step 3. Strengthen your inner resolve through reflection. Jung saw silence as a gateway to your core, fortified by reconnecting with yourself. Picture yourself in your bedroom at dusk, the golden glow of a lamp and the soft hum of evening casting a warm cocoon. As you sit for 10 minutes in meditation, your breath a steady rhythm. Ask, what does my silence protect? Maybe it's your peace, your creativity, or your right to choose. This practice sharpens your self-awareness, helping you resist the urge to react when controllers press, their words like arrows glancing off armor. Jung believed this inner strength aligns you with individuation, letting you live free, guided by your truth. Here's the truth. Embrace the tension of silence. That flutter of unease when you don't respond? It's not weakness, it's your power awakening, like a blade being forged. Try this today. Spot one moment someone tries to control you. Is it a friend's guilt trip, a coworker's jab, stirring your doubts? You're not here to fuel their chaos. You're here to wield your silence. Stay with me, because we're about to explore how these steps forge a life of freedom, where your strength shines unbreakable. Part 5. Living free with powerful silence. You've unmasked the strings of control at that family dinner, wielded silence's power in the office meeting, and honed it with Jung's tools. Journaling triggers, staying quiet under pressure, strengthening your resolve. You've turned silence into a blade, cutting through manipulation at the bar. But what happens when you make this weapon your way of life? when silence becomes your shield and sword. Carl Jung's vision unveils a radiant truth. This isn't just about resisting control. It's about living free, crafting a life where your mind is your own, your strength unbreakable, like a lighthouse standing firm against crashing waves. With silence, you don't just deflect manipulation. You forge a freedom that shines with unyielding power. Imagine yourself at a vibrant summer picnic, the air alive with the buzz of laughter, the sweet scent of watermelon and grilled corn swirling under a golden sun. A relative approaches, their tone sharp. "You're so good at fixing things. Why won't you help with this family issue? Don't be selfish." Their words sting like a sudden gust, a guilt trip meant to pull you into their chaos, your pulse quickening as the crowd's chatter fades. Once, you'd have jumped to respond, your chest tight with the need to prove yourself. But now, you wield silence, your gaze steady, your breath calm like the rustle of leaves overhead. You offer a quiet nod, saying nothing, and walk away, a surge of power coursing through you like the sun's warmth on your skin. This is the freedom Jung's individuation creates, a life where you stand in your truth, unshaken by others' attempts to control you, your psychic energy flowing freely to fuel your passions, whether riding under a starry sky, dancing to your own rhythm, or savoring a moment of peace. This transformation reshapes your relationships. Silence draws in those who respect your strength, not exploit it. Picture a cozy game night with friends, the crackle of a fireplace, and the clink of mugs creating a warm glow, where you share your thoughts freely, their support lifting you like a tide. Jung taught that authenticity attracts connections that honor your light, while controllers, starved by your silence, slip away. But be prepared. Some will resist. That relative might scoff, "You're so cold now," their words sharp like a splinter. Jung called this their shadow, a flinch at your power. Don't waver. Their pushback is proof you're free, like a bird soaring above a storm, leaving behind those who tried to cage you. Most profoundly, you'll feel alive, a strength that pulses like a heartbeat. Imagine waking in your bedroom, dawn's light filtering through sheer curtains, the chirp of sparrows and the softness of your quilt wrapping you in calm. Silence has become your ally, shielding your psychic energy from manipulation, letting it power your purpose, painting a canvas, hiking a rugged trail, or simply breathing without others' weight. Jung said, "We thrive not by answering every call, but by listening to our own." By mastering silence, you faced your shadow, fears of being unloved, and forged a freedom that radiates from within. Ask yourself, when did you last use silence to break someone's control? Maybe it was ignoring a guilt trip, a warmth spreading like a flame in your chest, or maybe you're ready to start. Jung's truth is clear. Silence isn't surrender, it's your rebellion. You're not here to be controlled, you're here to shine. Stay with me, because we're about to seal this journey with a challenge to live free, wielding silence as your unbreakable strength. You've unraveled the web of control at that family dinner, wielded silence's razor-sharp power in the office, and honed it through Jung's wisdom. Journaling triggers, staying quiet under pressure, fortifying your resolve. You've transformed silence into a shield at the bar and a sword at the picnic, breaking free from manipulation's grip. This journey isn't just about resisting control. It's about claiming your freedom, building a life where your mind, emotions, and choices are yours alone, radiant as a star piercing the night. Carl Jung's insights have shown that silence is your ultimate weapon, delivering emotional freedom, mental clarity, and stronger relationships, empowering you to live as the master of your own destiny, unshackled by others' strings. Picture a serene autumn evening, golden leaves drifting outside your window, the soft glow of a table lamp casting a warm circle over your journal, its pages filled with your thoughts. Your phone buzzes with a text from a coworker. "You didn't answer my last message. Don't let me down on this project." Their words, sharp as a cold breeze, aim to guilt you into responding, your pulse flickering with the urge to justify yourself. But now, you wield silence, your fingers still, your breath steady like the rustle of leaves. You set the phone down, a quiet power surging through you like the lamp's warm light, thereafter knowing their pressure can't touch you. This is the life Jung's individuation creates, where silence shields your psychic energy, freeing you to chase your passions, whether crafting a story, hiking under a crimson sky, or savoring the peace of your own company. You're no longer their pawn, you're a force. Your strength a beacon that no manipulation can dim. This freedom transforms your relationships. Silence attracts those who respect your boundaries, forging bonds rooted in mutual trust. Imagine a cozy dinner with friends, the clink of wine glasses and the aroma of fresh bread filling the air, where you share your truth without fear, their support lifting you like a warm current. Jung taught that authenticity draws connections that honor your light, while controllers, disarmed by your silence, fade like shadows at noon. Some will resist. Your coworker might snap, "You're impossible to reach," their tone biting like frost. Jung called this their shadow, a sign they're rattled by your strength. Let them go. Their pushback is proof you're free, like a river carving its own path, unshaken by their attempts to divert you. Here's your challenge. For the next 24 hours, use silence against one attempt at control. Maybe it's a friend's guilt trip, their voice heavy as they press you, or a family member's jab, stirring doubt like a storm in your chest. Pause, stay silent, and observe. Don't react. Write it down. What did I stay silent for? How did it feel? Feel the clarity, the power, like a flame igniting. Share your story in the comments below. If you're ready to live free with silence's strength, write yes. Love this journey? Like this video to spread the word and subscribe to our channel for more Jung-inspired wisdom. Want more? Check out our next video on individuation, link in the description, or dive into the book on Jung's psychology we recommend. It'll fuel your freedom. Thank you for being here. Silence isn't weakness. It's your rebellion, your path to mental clarity, emotional freedom, and relationships that uplift. You're not here to be controlled. You're here to soar. Start today and let the world meet the unstoppable you, radiant, free, and fierce. See you in the next video.